Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Abby with Abby Reviews, and this is going to be my review recap for Clickbait episode number 7. Now this is the penultimate episode because there's 8 episodes in this whole season. So this is the next to the last. So at this point, I think everybody is in on it. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. I think the mother and son know something that they shouldn't have. We definitely know somebody was using this man's information to catfish other women. I don't know. We'll see. All right, it's the children's first day back at school. Oh God, it's the first day back for the children at school. And so the mother is like, "Listen, it's gonna be hard. They're going to judge you. They might ask you questions. You were supposed to rise above it." And it's like, "Okay, Mom, we got it." They walk in across the campus. She give them lunch money and stuff, and she has to go to her class. So they're walking across, and the youngest boy, he get with his little friends. They seem a lot more forgiving. The oldest boy, he sees his little friend girl, and she was like, "Oh, I meant to call." He was like, "Okay, it's fine." He's like, "We can hang out later and catch up." And she was like, "No, I can't today." And she awkwardly walks away. And then Draco Malfoy shows up, talk about settle a bet for us. And he was like, "Okay, what?" He's like, "Did your mom have sex with the whole faculty or just Mr. Hamilton?" He's like, "'Cause my money's on the whole faculty." And so I could see the blood boiling in this young man, because it was boiling in me, because you can't just say nothing about my mom. So you see the young man about to tip over and give this little boy the 1-2 bop bop, which he rightfully deserves, and he gathers himself and walks away. As he's walking away, he was like, "What? Your daddy only taught you to hit women?" Clearly, that was the straw for the younger brother's back, because he came out of nowhere with a Super Saiyan Kai-Pow pow pow to the boy's face. He is whooping his tail. Fix it, G. I'm not mad. Not mad at all. Okay, so they do get in trouble a little bit. Bob ends up having to talk to the principal. So they're at family dinner, and Pia's telling them about the men, and she tells them that the man said that he let him go and somebody else was catfishing the women. And so the mom gets upset and she walks off. And so you see the young man about to tip over and give this little boy the 1-2 bop bop, which he rightfully deserves, and he gathers himself and walks away. As he's walking away, he was like, "What? Your daddy only taught you to hit women?" Clearly, that was the straw for the younger brother's back, because he came out of nowhere with a Super Saiyan Kai-Pow pow to the boy's face. He is whooping his tail. Fix it, G. I'm not mad. Not mad at all. Okay, so they do get in trouble a little bit. Bob ends up having to talk to the principal. So they're at family dinner, and Pia's telling them about the men, and she tells them that the man said that he let him go and somebody else was catfishing the women. And so the mom gets upset and she walks off. And so Sophie and Pia are talking, and she was like, "What makes you so sure that he wasn't the one? That woman told me they slept together. She told me that to her face. I've accepted it. Why don't you?" And she was like, "Did Nick tell you how our dad died?" She was like, "Yeah, he had a heart attack." And she was like, "No, he killed himself. That's how I know he wouldn't have told that girl about killing herself. He wouldn't have He said he didn't care about that." And she was like, "What?" She was like, "My mom didn't want us to tell anybody. She said us to tell anybody that he had a heart attack. It's like a shameful family secret." And she was like, "I thought I was family." And then she walked off. Now, all of this time, while all of this stuff is going on, this son, the oldest son, has been texting this person all of this stuff. I don't know who this person is. I don't know if they're male or female. I don't know what's going on, but this little boy has been having... I don't understand what's happening with this texting situation with this little boy, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Okay, so the child is still texting, and he's texting this child everything about his Aunt Pia, saying that Sam didn't kill his dad and all this stuff. And she was like, "Oh my God, keep me posted." And she's like, he's like, "We need to meet soon in real life." And she was like, "I wish I could see your face." So he takes a selfie, and she sends a selfie back that looked like a grown ass woman. Why is she? What the hell? Who is this unstable creature texting this child? Baby hell is breaking out all over the place. So mama goes into the school and she meets with the principal, who is saying she doesn't think the school would... First of all, Draco Malfoy's daddy wants to press charges against the baby for not... Because he needs surgery. Draco needs surgery for getting that uppercut from hell. And now they talk about... she's not a right fit for the school. And she's in danger of losing her job. The little boy, Ethan, he reached out to the artist who did the picture of Nick, who was supposed to be dating him as well, and talked to her. And she said they sent a ton of messages back and forth, but she never met him in person. So she too was catfish. Now we all looking at Emma Beasley with the stank eye because, bitch, what? So I don't know if her relationship with him was real either. So Pia goes to the police station to tell them about Mandy Harrison. They said, "We know, we talked to her a week ago." And he's like, "Well, you need to re-talk to Emma Beasley, because how come somebody catfished those two women but not this third woman? That doesn't make any sense." And he was like, "The DA has the case, so it's really out of our hands now." She said she believes Simon kidnapped him, but she doesn't believe... She knows he didn't murder him. She doesn't think he murdered him. So the killer is still out there. But the cute cop has got a new case. So I guess they on their own with this shit. That's the conclusion now. Okay, so Pia and the son is on their way back. They get back to the house, and Sophie goes the fuck in. She's like, "You took my son. You took my black son down to the police station, bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you?" And she was like, "It wasn't a cop, just a random cop. It was Roshan." She's like, "It doesn't matter." She was like, "All this that you're doing is not going to bring your brother back." And she was like, "I know that." And she was like, "Maybe you need Nick to be the bad guy so you don't have to be." And she was like, "Your brother was right about one thing. You destroy everything that you touch." And she runs off crying and stuff. And so Sophie goes up to her son, and she was like, "We and your father have told you are never to speak to the police or go to the police station without me or your father." He was like, "But I was with Aunt P. It's different for her. Your white aunt, it's different." Now Sophie is trying to get it together because she's trying to do a mediation between Draco Malfoy and his daddy and Kai. Kai has to apologize because the daddy would have pressed charges because he knocked the shit out of the little boy, and rightfully so. But she's trying to keep her job and make sure that the baby don't get no charges. So they got to do what they got to do, even though they're not wrong. He was not wrong. So Pia calls Cute Cop. And he's like, "I'm kind of busy. The case is blown up. We found a body, blah, blah, blah." She was like, "Did you call Emma?" And he was like, "Yes." And she still maintains that she had a physical relationship with your brother. And she was like, "Did you have to impress upon her to tell the truth?" And he was like, "I can't harass her, Pia." And she was like, "So I served my purpose. You got your promotion. It's over." And then she hangs up on him as usual. So now, Ethan is getting paranoid because this person that he's texting is like, "Oh, you can tell me everything. I'm here if you need a friend. What's going on? What's happening? Keep me posted. Tell me everything. Blah, 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 blah." And he was like, "I want to meet you in real life." And they said, "I can't." And he's like, "Why?" And they like, "I have health issues." He was like, "What's wrong with you?" He's like, "Anxiety. I can't go out." And he's like, "You're probably a pedo in a basement somewhere." And he was like, "Oh." Then they sent them a location. Was like, "Well, come over then." This don't seem kosher. I feel like now the little boy gonna end up dead or something crazy. Jesus Christ. So he goes over to the house and he picks up a little spade hoe that was in the front yard. He knocks on the door and this old Asian man answers. And he was like, "Oh my God, I knew it. You're a fucking liar. You're not Allison." He was like, "I'm Allison's dad." Turns out Allison does have social anxiety. She's had it ever since her mother got sick and passed away. And like they reconcile and they're back friends again and stuff. And she was like, he's trying to prove his dad's innocence. You know, you think she'll tell you you're supposed to be her stepson. So he signs into his Facebook account on her computer. Tuck that away for later because I think that might come back. And then he sends a friend request to Emma Beasley, and they go see what happens after that. Okay, so Ethan is able to get Emma on a video call, and she was like, "I'm sorry, Ethan, I was in a relationship with your dad, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, I can't help you." And he was like, "When you talk to my dad," so he plays the video that he had on his phone of his dad talking. And she was like, "Play that again." And she was like, she comes to the realization, oh my God, it was never Nick. That's not his voice. That's not the voice that she was talking to. And she was like, "No, I never met your father." Mind blown. So who is this nigga catfishing everybody? That is the question. I still want to say it's the best friend. Like he been real quiet and out the way. I feel like it's the best friend. I knew it. Didn't I just say it was the best friend? So Pia goes to talk to the little volleyball girl who quit. And she was like, "Were you seeing my brother?" And she was like, no, not at all. I was quitting the team and he didn't think that I should. And that's why we were fighting. And she was like, "I was in a relationship with this guy and it went to shit. And you know, he was calling me day and night, trying to get me back, stalking me and all this stuff. And when I finally, she's like, he posted pictures of her online and she was like, "Well, did you go to the police?" She's like, "No." You see what happens to girls who go to the police. They end up being the target, and no thanks to that. And she was like, "When I saw Nick holding those signs, I knew they got the wrong guy." And she was like, "Well, who should it have been?" And she said, "Matt, the best friend." So if the person catfishing knew about all of Nick's life and Nick only told one person about the affair that Sophie had, it was his best friend. His best friend did it. His best friend did it. Okay, so Pia goes home and who's sitting on her steps but the damn killer, Matt. So she was like, "I saw the pictures. I saw what you did. I know what you did." While they having that conversation, Ethan has told his mama that Emma Beasley was lying. She breaks down. She's like, "Okay, we go talk to the police." Now Pia's already called Roshan. Roshan is on the crime scene. He can't really do nothing about it. So, Emma Beasley emailed all the pictures to Ethan, and Ethan sent them to the little girlfriend so she could get the metadata. She sent the address to the killer to Ethan, but Ethan didn't see the message. The youngest brother saw the message. So the youngest brother has done a kawow chow and jumped up out the window, and he is on his way to the address with a baseball bat. Because if one thing the youngin is going to do, is he going to step when it's time to step. Baby! Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Mama has discovered that the baby is not where he is supposed to be. Pia almost lost her life if it wasn't her roommate walking up on her while Matt was like, "You should keep your motherfucking mouth shut." She almost got done as well. So Pia's on her way over to Sophie's house to figure out where the hell Kai is, while Kai is on his way walking down the street like it's the Purge with a fucking baseball bat in his hand. Listen, there's 2 minutes left in this episode, and I'm really feeling like this should be 7 and 8, and I should just finish out the series, because what? Baby, that's how the episode ended, with the baby walking towards people's house. Now, I'm not going to be a crazy person. I've held out this long till today. Thursday. I will see you Saturday for the final episode of Clickbait. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a kid, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.